In this lesson, we're going to solve some word problems and we're going to use proportions to do that. And you will see that there are comparisons in these word problems. One of them, and I'm not going to solve these on this page, but I am going to just write the proportion. It says, on a Chamber of Commerce map of Abita Springs, 5 miles corresponds to 2 inches. Now that's a comparison. 5 miles, 2 inches. How many miles correspond to 7 inches? So I'm going to say that it is equal to this other comparison. How many miles? X miles, 7 inches. When you write your proportion yourself, however you organize the first comparison, miles to inches, you have to be consistent and have miles to inches in the second one. In this next problem, it says a 50-pound bag of fertilizer covers 2,400 square feet of lawn. How many bags of fertilizer are needed to cover a town square containing 15,360 square feet of lawn? And it's talking about bags. So the fact that it is a 50-pound bag is really not something I need in my proportion. It is one bag is to 2,400 square feet as how many bags, it didn't say how many pounds, it said how many bags, would be needed for 15,360 square feet. And I would do my cross product and divide. And we will do one of these completely in the exercises. Okay, so let's take a look at our problems. First one. It takes a word processor 28 minutes to word process and spell check 10 pages. That's a comparison. 28 minutes, 10 pages. Find how long it takes, okay, how long will be X minutes to word process and spell check 65 pages. All right, step number 1, I'm going to do the cross product that involves the two numbers. So I have 28 times 65, grab my calculator, and I get 1,820. Whoops. And it does that sometimes. Take that 1,820, divide it by the number we haven't used yet, which is 10, and I will get 182. It will be in minutes. It will take her 182 minutes. So just a tiny bit over 3 hours, but that's not what the question asks. All right, myself some workspace here. It says, a university law school accepts 2 out of every 13 applicants. All right, that's a comparison. 2 are accepted for every 13 that apply. If a school accepted 172 students, how many applications did they receive? Okay, accepted 172. That's in the accepted position. X is the number that applied. All right, I need to do my cross product. So I have 13 times 172. And I get 2236. I will take 2236 and divide it by what? 2. And I get 1118. That means that there would have been 1,118 applications for them to get 172 students. It's competitive to get into law school. All right, let's take a look at number 3. It's a fertilizer problem. A little bit different though. It says a bag of fertilizer covers 3,000 square feet of lawn. One bag 3,000 square feet. Find how many bags, so we'll have X bags, should be purchased to cover a rectangular lawn that is 220 by 180. They did not give me the square feet, but they gave me enough information to calculate it. The area of this lawn is base times height. So it is 220 feet by 180 feet. Oops. So 220 times 180. This is 39,600. Feet times feet gives me square feet. I had to calculate the square footage. So 39,600 square feet. So in this problem, I was not given the square footage, but I was given enough information to calculate it. So now I can solve my proportion. Let's see. Here's my two numbers. Step number 1, I have 1 times 39,600 is 39,600. Take 39,600 and divide it by the number we haven't used yet, which is 3,000. And I get 13.2. Now, it says to cover the lawn, blank bags of fertilizer are required. There is something in here that is more of a reading question than it is a math question. It says round up to the nearest integer as needed. If you were going to go to the lawn and garden store and you needed 13.2 bags of fertilizer, you would not round down because you would not have enough fertilizer. So you're not following the rules of rounding. You're using a little bit of logic. If you need even the tiny bit more than 13 bags, you're going to need to buy 14 bags. So it's not really rounding. All right, let's look at number 4. It says nearly 4 out of 5 people choose vanilla as their favorite ice cream flavor. Okay, 4 choose vanilla out of 5, which is all people. If 110 people attend an ice cream social, how many would you expect to choose vanilla? Well, how many would be vanilla would be the X, and 110 is all the people. All right, I'm going to look at this cross product. I have 4 times 110 is 440. And then I'm going to take that 440 and I'm going to divide it by 5. And that should give me 88. So if you had 110 people, you would expect 88 of them to choose vanilla if those statistics are correct. And that would be useful if you were actually providing food for people. All right, last one. The daily supply of oxygen for one person is provided by 625 square feet of lawn. It is plants that produce the oxygen that we need to breathe. So, one person, 625 square feet of lawn. It says a total of 1,875 square feet of lawn would provide the daily supplies of oxygen for how many people? So X is the people, and it is 1,875 square feet. And I know where to put these because I decided over here. All right, step 1, I have 1 times 1875 is 1875, And step 2, 1875 divided by 625. Let me go 1875. And it is 3. A lawn that size would provide enough oxygen for 3 people. Okay? So, whenever you write down the first comparison, you have just etched into stone the order that you're going to have to do the second comparison. People on top, square feet of yard on the bottom, square feet on the bottom. And then solve your proportions.